What up, y'all? Back again. Uh, and I might pause this periodically. I got my babies and they be going crazy in there. Got the other kids watching them, but that don't stop them from going crazy. All right. Anyway, I told y'all before, if you've seen any of my previous episodes, that I don't know what the hell this is yet. It's an ex-con motherfucker who's out here trying to make it, who's figuring this shit out as he goes. Uh, I'm inspired all the time. Different little things inspire me. When I do, I try to share that shit, or I want to be able to, man. I've lifted people up out of a lot of different funks and crazy situations, and uh, periodically I want to do that. And I just have to be inspired at the time for the whatever I'm gonna do. Each time might be a little different. This time, I stumbled across an old notebook, and I got writings in here. You know, going all the way back to when I was fucking 12, 13, 14, all the way up, locked up, doing the whole time. Um, Nothing but time to fucking dwell and reminisce and just fucking think and try to figure it out and be alone with your thoughts and stuck with your thoughts. I've always been a hellion, man, especially back then. And so, you know, during them times I wrote all kinds of crazy shit. Not all of it's to be took fucking literally. Sometimes it was just venting when I was feeling rage and I had to get it out to keep from fucking beating up a cop or an inmate or doing something fucking stupid. Um, I think there was times when I was younger on the streets I even did it. I just never was out very long. Maybe 6 months if I was lucky. Um, but writing's helped me through a lot of shit, man. I just feel like and a lot of this shit is deep and then some of it's coming from just young, immature trying to fit in and find places to belong and uh don't judge kids for being in gangs or I don't give a fuck if it's racist gang skinhead shit, especially if they're locked up. We're all looking for something to identify with, man, and us wild fucking kids. And y'all know who the fuck he was. And not all y'all ended up in there. Not all y'all end up going down that path for whatever reason. Something kept you. And cool, you know what I mean? That wasn't your path. That wasn't your story. It wasn't supposed to be. It was mine, and that's where I'm coming from. And it's a lot of other people's, and that's I'm coming from that spot for them too, man, to try to help to motivate them, to try to help give y'all perspective. Uh, but my life's took all kinds of twists and turns, and don't one of them fucking twists or turns define me, man. Period. And it don't define none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But my writing has inspired people over the years. I wrote all kinds of different shit. Sometimes it's just telling a story of like things that I've seen or heard or saw. It's different shit, man. Or sometimes it's just me venting and it's psycho sounding shit. But this is who I was as a kid, man. And I was one of them motherfuckers that was bounced around and never felt like I fucking belonged anywhere because I wasn't anywhere long enough to get comfortable to find me. And it been that way over the fucking years, man. I'm still finding myself, you know what I mean? But who the fuck are any of us but revolving, you know what I mean? The minute you feel like you're defined by something, I feel like you're standing still, you know what I'm saying? Uh, if it wasn't for me to fucking want to keep moving and metamorphize, how you pronounce that shit? Metamorphing into, something deeper and better, different, I would have stayed where the fuck I was. I was institutionalized, folks, and not everything about institutionalized is bad if you take them lessons and learn how to apply them out here. And, in there, I got to the point where I was like, man, I've done every fucking thing in here. There ain't shit else for me to get out of this. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know if I could survive out here either. But, towards the end of that sentence, I started understanding that, look, man, just as long as I didn't have no fucking cops in my face fucking with me or writing me stupid ass reports or going above and beyond on dumb shit, I was cool. Just as long as I had my own cell, which I earned in there through a lot of violence. And, I'm not condoning it, but it might be one of the reasons I'm out here. I needed that. Not everybody do fucking cellies and shit, but the thing is, I had epiphany. All I need is a single cell. Cops out of my fucking face, a couple fucking snacks and shit, and, a good book to read, a little bit of entertainment, my own fucking space when I need it, and I'm good. Don't get in trouble, don't go to the hole. Which is crazy for me. I did years and years and fucking years. I did 5 years straight in the fucking hole, man. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's done that shit, I don't give a fuck. You know that it's this shit changes you one way or the other. You got a lot of people go crazy in there. They smear shit all over themselves. They start fucking throwing shit and piss all over the guard. I ain't gonna say I didn't do some crazy shit to get through some of the whole time myself. Not like that. I never played with my goddamn doo-doo. I'll tell you that right now. But there's a lot of motherfuckers in there who did, and they use that shit as warfare. Uh, Especially in the fucking old camps where I was, where originally there were hoes, you know, you had bars and shit. People slinging shit from fucking upstairs to downstairs to fucking around the fucking galley, fucking waiting for you to come shower. Like, it's warfare in there. Even if you're locked in that cell, motherfuckers, they're venting and shit outside their cells. They're getting in fights over stupid shit because they're playing chess on a piece of fucking paper that's numbered where they can say their moves and keep track of their moves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything to stay sane, but even that shit causes fights. Motherfuckers get to yelling and screaming about stupid shit because they're going nuts, and then little wars and shit start out over that, and sometimes that shit spills off into the yard. It's crazy. But that time, man, it it either takes you down or you rise above it and it feeds you and you become a little bit more and you grow in that motherfucker. It's your cocoon, man. And you come out a little bit different. It might be good, might be bad. But anyway, for me, I made it good. I owned it as much as I could. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm fucked up. But I've made it this fucking far. I'm moving further towards my goals all the time. Uh, and I'm thankful for the shit I got, no matter how little it is, man. It's more than I've had at several other times in my life, and that's the shit to stay focused on, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Not what you don't fucking have, but what you got that you ain't had before. Remember the times when you was down and out, and always measure, because I guarantee you, most of the time you're up from that, and if you ain't, then it's time to reassess, man, and you're doing something wrong. And I love y'all. I ain't trying to fucking talk down to no motherfucking buddy. But, man, I've had to learn the hard fucking way. And I'm an emotional motherfucker, but I've had to hold all that shit inside. And now I'm going through some of this old poetry and I'm changing and shit, man. And I'm letting down my guard and, you know, and that shit's coming, it's spilling out sometimes when I don't fucking expect it. And I used to be that tough guy, so that shit ain't normal for me. It don't feel right. I feel fucked up. And what's crazy, I'm reading this shit earlier to somebody off the side. I got tears coming down my face. I don't know fucking know why. And then, you know, I just realized, fuck, it's coming out. Been holding this shit in for so many fucking years and letting it out through fucking violence and stupid shit. And now it's coming out the way it's supposed to. I don't give a fuck. Look at me like I'm a bitch. Don't test me. Don't step to me, motherfucker, or my people. But nah, motherfucker, I'm human like the rest of y'all. We all are. Tough guys are not, motherfucker. We're human. We go through pain. We go through shit. We become hard. You know what I mean? Fucking swords are forged in fire. You know what I'm saying? They ain't made easy. You know what I'm saying? They ain't made that sharp fucking easy. You know what I'm saying? They ain't that strong for no fucking reason. Through our bullshit, through our storms, through our miseries, through our emotions, we find that fucking core, the shit that keeps you going. And some of us, like me, was addicted to the sewers, addicted to the pain. It's the only thing that made a motherfucker feel alive. I didn't expect happiness after so fucking long. I didn't expect, you know what I mean? But this ain't no boo-hoo party, man. It's just saying, look, just keep moving. You can always keep moving. But this is some of the dark places in my life, going all the way back to when I was a kid. And some of these places, I didn't have a pen and a paper, so I had to fucking memorize a lot of this shit, and I rewrote it down later. I haven't wrote in years. I'm going to start writing again. But this is shit. This was like my soul. My dirty, rotten, fucking just shit that didn't make sense. Like we feel when we're kids. Emotional, crazy motherfuckers. Especially some of us that didn't know where to put it. And I know this is going to sound fucked up and controversial. But I'll tell you this. This is what I was talking to with my girlfriend the other day, man, and I identified when I was a kid. I can still remember all these years, the whole time. I remember crystal clear all my childhood, everything, all these different stages, because I had so many years to sit there and just think about it. So it still feels like it was yesterday to a certain extent. And uh, excuse me for my little breaks in my thoughts. Sometimes I do smoke pot fillers. That shit helps raise me up out of my funk sometimes too. But other than that, I don't look for shit outside of me. I look for shit inside. And you know, fuck. But anyway, back to um what I was saying about how being an institutionalized motherfucker ain't all bad. It translates to out here, man. And like I said, I reached that epiphany in there where them few things. You know what I'm saying? Having my own space, having the cops out of my face, fucking, a little snacks, a little bit of hustle, a little bit of room to move. That's all I needed to stay out of trouble and shit in there. So I'm like, fuck, that's all I need out there. Cops ain't gonna be in your face unless you're doing stupid shit or around motherfuckers doing stupid shit. Not like they are in prison. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna have your little fucking incidents and shit and get pulled over stupid shit and have to fucking deal with them. But it's nothing like in there getting shook down every day, especially when they know you like they knew me in there. You know what I'm saying? You're a problem inmate. Fucking, you're a nonstop target, motherfucker. You bring it on yourself. But out here, you ain't got to deal with that. So, you know what I mean? That's the shit that I internalized that pushed me to come out here. Hey, bye. But, and anyway, I get out here and I realize that a lot of that shit works for out here, man, because, the same shit they do in there. If you want to come, I mean, if you want your TV back, if you want your fucking snack time back, if you want your little yard time back, your little freedom, then, you know what I'm saying? You're going to do what you need to do to get that. You're going to be good for at least a little while. It may not last and you're back in there and don't give a fuck and don't learn your lesson. But that shit that can apply to these fucking kids out here, man. We got all these pacifiers, these phones, these tablets, all this bullshit, which I don't think they should get all the time. They need their exercise, man. That's part of fucking staying sane up here, too. That's part of why a lot of us are more healthy in the fucking joint. Even the motherfuckers that are still in there, fucking snorting any goddamn thing they can up their goddamn nose and huffing dust or anything to get their fucking hands on because they're fucking junkies. Which, it is what it is. We all got our fucking flaws. But I'm just saying, fuck. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, even them guys in there are healthier than they are out here because they're still working out to pass their time and shit in between getting fucked up and putting whatever into their body. And they don't have, you can get shit in there, but not like you can out here. Sometimes it just depends. It comes through in little waves. Then they find out about it and they come down with their goon squad and they start pulling up weak motherfuckers and motherfuckers start snitching and that's part of the fucking game. That shit is all dead, man. That's the game. I ain't gonna lie. When I was younger, I had fun. It was what it was. I didn't know nothing else. Didn't give a fuck. But man, that shit is old. That shit got old. That shit, it just wasn't what it was no more, man. And a lot of that code, that convict fucking code, that shit is the shit that motivated me through a lot of fucking dark fucking times. But it's also what like kept me in there, kept me institutionalized, man, because it was a real code. It was a good code. It was some shit that can be applied out here in the right fucking way to family, to motherfuckers that deserve it. And that ain't saying all blood, because I'm here to tell you, fucking blood don't always mean shit. Family is a motherfucker who loves you, and they got your best interest in mind, fucking at least 80% of the motherfucking time, which is pretty good because most people are self-involved. So 80% is pretty fucking good. Most people, you ain't getting even fucking a tenth of that. You know what I'm saying? So come on now. But so I understand it. You know what I mean? I get it. And I had to go down that path. But that path sort of made me who the fuck I am. And it applies to my family now, man. And I try to teach them that shit. And so they don't have to look for family outside of family. I want them to find it with each other, with me, with their mom, with family, with people that got their best interests in mind. And that's what all y'all need to do, man. And 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna find it in no gang. I ain't say there ain't good shit. There ain't times where the brotherhood ain't real and it don't feel great, but it goes bad quick. Egos and motherfuckers trying to aim for the top, and people that ain't as fucking, they ain't as solid as the other people, and all that shit can apply to any of your social groups. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that crap. But I'm saying out here, man, I got everything I needed in there to keep me sane. I got it out here and then some, man. And I got the problems, I got the funky shit and the clouds that come with it, but hey, I don't give a fuck. It's worth it. Sometimes you gotta remember, but anyway, I'm gonna be starting some new shit, man, where we get deep. We get in this motherfucker. It's the shit I've wrote over the years from fucking 12 years old all the way up. Like I said, I ain't wrote much in the last 5 years. I'm gonna start writing again, but each one of these I'll do in a different episode. This one I've dragged on with the introduction too fucking long, so I'm gonna do one, do a brief description, get deep. Hopefully, don't get emotional. Like I said, man, this shit's starting to fucking come out of me now, and I held it in for so long, and I don't give a fuck no more. You know what I mean? I'm as tough as I need to be when I need to be, and I don't give a fuck. Don't nobody need to see me that way no more. Not on the playground. I ain't in the battlefield. I mean, you are to an extent. Hey, warfare everywhere, and the job sites, all that shit. To an extent, if you understand what I mean on the psychological fucking level, because everybody's trying, not everybody, but a lot of people are trying to cut other people's throats to get positions they want, and that's life. And it's good to be aware. I never knew that shit so I could fucking use it on people. I always knew that shit so I could see it when it's being used on me, man. And but there are times where it does work in a productive fucking way, man. Fucking all that shit, the art of war and third three strategies, all that old shit. I love it when you apply it to real life, but at the same fucking time, the one thing I didn't like about it, there's no code of conduct in there. There ain't no fucking heart. There ain't nothing, you know, about loyalty and fucking, the shit that matters in that motherfucker. That should matter. And, all that shit's just tactics to get over on motherfuckers and shit. I think it's good to know that shit to see it coming, but, and if you can apply it in a healthy way, so be it. I just, fuck warfare, man. We're all shaped certain ways for certain reasons. And there's reasons some of us are fucking alphas. I don't knock that for a fucking minute. I believe I was made like this in order to be the sword for my fucking family, man. And to protect my family. The same way I gave my heart, my soul, and my shit to my fucking people, in the joint and fucking gangs and shit throughout the fucking years. I'm doing that with my people now. And it's a struggle and it's a change, but like I said, a lot of that shit applies. The same way they took shit in there to give us an incentive to stay on the yard, I do it with my kids. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to beat your fucking kids like our parents did back in the day, because they didn't do it because they wanted to. They did it out of pure fucking exhaustion because they was tired and they ain't slept and they've been working too fucking hard. And they weren't trying to be mean. They were trying to like teach these fuckers a lesson, so they quit doing it because they knew that you can't run wild in life and be productive and it go well, because most older motherfuckers, not most, we was all kids first, and a lot of us was wild ass fucking kids, or seen wild ass kids that didn't adhere to what their parents were telling them and to the lessons of life, man, and they went through some tough ass shit. But I believe that we all go through the shit we're supposed to go through. And don't take no fucking pity party, motherfucker. Figure out why you went through that. Figure out who you are right now and why you're supposed to be that person. Or if you don't believe that, what could be a reason for you needing to be the type of person you are and have the philosophies and the thoughts, the strong shit about you, why you need that and how it applies to your life right here and right now. and figure that shit out. This is all me figuring myself out. This is my madness, and I'm going to share it with y'all. I'm going to do one. I'm going to explain where I was coming from with it, and then each one to be something different. And I'm going to start at Rooftop, which goes all the way back. I mentioned briefly when I was in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, living on the streets. Got into it with my aunt, was staying on the streets. And got kicked out of so many different places and shit where I had to start being creative, so I didn't have to worry about people accidentally finding me and harming me and shit because I ran into weirdos all the fucking time. And I'd be downtown panhandling. It was a little fucking tourist town and shit, borrowing money. Hey, can I get some change so I can use the phone real quick? I gotta call my mom for a ride. Da da da. My cousin left me stranded, or my older brother, sister, pulling at their heartstrings, trying to get whatever the fuck I could. And I mean, shit, I would spend it on food, and then I'd steal food. I'd get food from truck stops, whatever. But anyway, this was something I wrote years ago, and it was years later. It was while I was locked up. I was still a kid. I think 18, in prison the first time, and I remembered that shit. I thought back about it, or I might even wrote it when I was in Eldora in the hole, which would have put me around 16, I think. And then I rewrote it again in prison. I can't remember for sure, but I know it was me really remembering. I think I wrote it in prison when I was 18. It was during the time I was getting my GED. I know if nothing else, that's when I rewrote it. But anyway, this is about my time when I'm fucking like 12 years old on the streets, sleeping on fucking roofs because I ran out of all other spots. But I ain't gonna lie, at this time I felt fucking free, man. I didn't have nobody telling me what to do. I didn't have, I'd hang out with my friends when I wanted to. I wasn't going to school. Fucking, I was doing what I wanted, man. I was smoking, stealing, drinking, having fun, being a kid. So many people had already died in my life. My parents, heroin overdoses and different shit. And I'd been bounced around and lost so much stuff over the years, man. And, that all of a sudden it was free. There was times where it was lonely and, shit like that. And that's sort of what this is about, to an extent too. But anyway, I'm not going to explain any further. This about me sleeping on the roof and being on the streets and being alone and thinking about the shit and, me remembering back about that time and reiterating it. All right. And then as I go, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to explain a little bit. Well, I just did explain where I was coming from. I smoke pot, fellas, so people work with me. Anyway, it does help. It helps keep me cheery and not, you know what I'm saying? But, Rooftop, man. So it's about that time when I was on the streets and where I was coming from. And each one, that's what I'll do. I'll either break down what it's about, or I'll say it and then break down what it was about or where I was coming from, whatever feels right at the time. This time, I started with it, and here we go. Rooftop. It sometimes rains, and it's often cold. And even though I sometimes feel alone, I still prefer this from my home. Just me and my rooftop, and the stars above. And I often wonder, will I ever know true love? Just me and my rooftop, and the darkness all around. And oh, so lonely and silent sounds as the neighborhood dog barks and people desert the town. There's no one else here, no one else but me, as I rest upon the rooftop, as I feel free. And I haven't eaten in about 3 days, but I'm not real hungry, so I guess that's okay. But my stomach shrunk to the size of a pea, and my clothes are just so damn dirty. As I rest upon the rooftop, as I feel free, and I often wonder if there's anyone who lives and feels like me. And does this equation equal misery? I think we've all sort of felt that in some place, some moment in our life, man. I felt it on the roof. I felt it when I was doing all them years in the fucking hole and I had nobody to talk to. And nothing but my fucking memories and shit to play off on. And and trying to figure out what I was living for and where I was going. And, you know, when I was younger, it's all about feeding that adrenaline and feeling that excitement. I didn't have anything else, man. Now I got shit that matters. I'm building a family. I got an old lady and we're a work in progress. We've gone through some shit, but we're getting to a better place. Got beautiful babies, 2 older stepkids, and then 2 babies of my own, man. And I got all my little fur fucking babies, as you see, old fucking Snowball over here, uh, spread out on the couch. And you've seen some of my other animals pop up in my. That's my family too, man. We're all family, motherfuckers. We're all going through the same struggle. We all come from the same chemical fucking makeup. Everything around you, it's all energy. It's all vibrating fucking energy. Only thing separates it is your fucking egos. Man, love each other, love everything. Appreciate God's fucking gifts, man. Appreciate all the fucking. This is my belief, and I'll keep it short on this. I have another video where I get more extensive into it. But my belief is that God was that first sacrifice. Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross. Buddha sacrificed himself. He was a rich prince who wasn't happy, who had everything you were supposed to want and wasn't happy. And then came to all these epiphanies and these enlightenments. And there's so many people throughout, you know, all these different religions and philosophies, and they all have that in common. And I think they're emulating, and we look up to it for a reason, because they're emulating God. I believe God was this perfect ball of energy, and he sacrificed himself. He was a conscious Big Bang, but when he did that, he ceased to exist as that so-called perfect fucking being. And the only thing that made him different from us is he was a perfect balance of good and bad. He was everything. He was anything you can imagine. So he sacrificed himself in order to make all other life as we know it. And this is all him experiencing himself and breaking different things down. But at the same time, he has to go through loss. We lose our loved ones. God made us in his image. That's what the Bible says. I don't believe with everything in the Bible. I'm not a Christian, but I believe in that. And I just believe people interpret it wrong, man. He made us in our image. He imagined us to be, and so we was. Same thing with everything you see around you. Dog, cat, house, everything. Earth, the fucking atmosphere, the fucking galaxy, everything. Imagines to be, and so it was. He made it in his image. So, and so everything he's made, at least in this existence that we know of, it's not, it's perfect and it's all beautiful in its own way, but it's not everlasting. It doesn't last forever. But that's what makes it even more fucking beautiful, because you appreciate it now because it's not always going to be there. And you appreciate things that have lasted a long fucking time because we understand how insignificant fucking we are as far as time. You know what I mean? And but we're all God. God's being born and dying over and over through all of these things and all of this creation. And so are we, and we experience it over and over. And the same energy that's in everything around you is in you. So remember that. Stay strong. And I hope you enjoyed that poem, man. It's about a wild boy who had lost his parents, who'd been bounced around from fucking home to home, and then on the streets was getting kicked out and getting disowned by a lot of people and stuff, and just trying to find his way. And we all have that boy in us, man. We all have that motherfucker in us. We all have that. We're all fucking dealing with the same shit on different fucking levels. So use anybody who's gone through other shit. They're not better than you or more enlightened than you, but there's somebody who can inspire you and who you can learn from. And that's one of the reasons motherfuckers have a story to tell. Get it out there, because you're gonna fucking relate to certain people, and certain people are gonna relate to you. And then other people who don't, they might be interested because you have a path that they ain't never lived and they ain't aware of and shit. That's why a lot of prison shit's getting hip. And I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with it, man, but I'm just finding it as I go. But this was the first poem, first reading, first understanding, and there'll be more of them. And I don't even know if I'm making sense all the fucking way. I smoked before I started this shit. But I love y'all, man. Stay fucking strong. Stay fighting a good fight, man. There's God in all things and everybody, man. Find the good shit to focus on. Fuck the bad shit. We got a lot of shit you could be focusing on. Yes, that is horrible going on in this fucking world. But unless you have the means and the power to stand up and do something about that shit right now, other than voting and shit that takes tons of time, which I'm not knocking any of that old shit, but even though I ain't a big government mugger, it is what it is. We all have our way that we can contribute, at least contribute to the people that are around you, man. Feed them, let them feed you, and then they feed other people, and so on and so forth, where everybody's getting fed, man. Let's sit at the same table. Let's pool our shit together, man. Our fucking understanding, our know-how, our motivation, our fucking whatever you can bring to the table. If you can help your damn neighbor with his fucking busted pipe or fucking bad floors, or you can give, a motherfucker some good advice that it's going to help him out of a fucking dark place, or, you know what I'm saying, fucking sit down on the floor and play with your kids with some toys and interact, man, and just be a kid for a while and let that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be having some videos with me and my kids dancing to different fucking videos and songs and shit like that. And then maybe giving a little commentary and shit like that. It'll usually be shit from Paul's list. I got tons of music. It's shit that keeps me out of my funk too, man. Stay motivated. Stay strong, baby. Ow! Yeah. All right. From the next kind. Another episode. It is what it is. Still ain't doing great. I'm trying. My arm getting a little more strength back in it. Just had an MRI done on my shoulder. Probably going to have to go back into surgery. So, out of work. Hopefully this exercise shit'll kick in soon. Whatever, Any donations in the meantime, motherfucker. As soon as I get on, anything good happens for me, I give back whenever I can. So, it is what it is. Stay strong. Do what the fuck you can to feed the community, man. And just matter. Motherfuckers. Just matter. Okay? Ow! We all matter. But I'm saying try to matter more. You know what I'm saying? Love it. Peace till next time, motherfuckers. And sorry about the language to anybody who can't handle it. I mean no bad harm. I've been talking my whole life and now I'm talking retarded. I mean no bad harm. Yeah.